everybody, I'm back at it again with a Q&A. I have another long video coming up. It's probably not going to be much of a surprise because I've been just full-blown showing him around everywhere, but Virgil is going to be next, including his sister Goldie. They did get redesigns, so look forward to that. We're all going to get explanations about why they are the way they are and why Virgil and Angel are together, so do not worry about that. However, because it's two characters and my characters, it's going to take a little bit longer to get everything in the right order. And that's why we're doing a Q&A, because YouTube loves to think I just disappear from the face of the planet if I don't post every single week. Now, you guys have already seen the edit that I'm going to be working on in the background, but I figured it'd be fun to watch me scream and cry over this really weirdly not hard but hard edit of Lucifer. Like, it was fun, don't get me wrong, like I enjoyed myself at the end of the day, but like, there was a lot that had to go into this in order for it to look nice. Especially the fact that I didn't realize there was a portrait in the middle of where the staircase is. So I had to scour the internet to find something that could cover up this portrait, because obviously it's a family portrait and it's not the one from the pilot. Plus, I'm not gonna sit here and redesign the portrait from the pilot and then slap it up there only for it to be barely seen. So I just picked an old Lilith picture from the pilot, since she's the only one I haven't redesigned yet. And I already know that is a question I've been getting time and time again. I am going to redesign Lilith. However, I would like to see what they did with Lilith in the show before I do anything, because there is like zero information about Lilith unless it has to do with her husband and a little bit of Charlie, but like her pilot pick, it could have changed. I don't know. They're clearly not going to show it until the show drops. I mean if this pick is anything to go by, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long they keep her in the dark. I do have some pre-sketches already prepared, but I would very much like to know a little bit more about this character before I even do anything. I have been getting asked for a few other things, so I'm just gonna so I am going to finish the 7 deadly sins. All we have left is Mammon and Satan. They are gonna get done. I am gonna make them. Mammon is probably going to be next. It's just gonna take a little while. And then it'll be Satan, and then I'll be all of them. As for the rest of the Hell of a Boss cast, it's going to be Blitzo, Moxie, and Stryker. I am going to introduce more of my OCs since Hazbin Hotel is coming. I will be reviewing Hazbin Hotel. I'll be making edits while I review it, and I will just talk about character stuff in the video as well, but my main goal is just to review the show as a whole, because I've kind of already done the whole redesign thing with Hell of a Boss, and I've already done Hazbin Hotel's redesign, so it's just, I would like to talk about the show for once, after waiting for four plus years now, But yeah, the Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel stuff won't completely disappear. I probably won't leave the fandom until everything is officially finished, which is usually when I leave fandoms. So, to reiterate, I will be finishing the 7 Deadly Sins. I will be finishing the rest of the Hell of a Boss cast. There was previous asks in my last video if I would be doing the 7 Virtues, which has been asked numerous times in the past, and I never really thought about it, but now I'm like, it might be kind of fun. It might entice me to redesign Adam, because the original problem I had with Adam was I was going to have to create 2 separate characters, because Adam being an archangel just doesn't make sense to me. He was biblically a human. Now all of a sudden Adam is an archangel and a rock star, which I feel everybody is in this universe. But just the overall where he is and what he's doing and his job now makes no sense to me, but I feel like the show might explain it, so that's why I'm waiting a little bit. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's move on to the questions, shall we? What's your favorite YouTube show besides Hell of a Boss or Hazbin Hotel? Murder Drones. I'm pretty obsessed with Murder Drones right now. Obviously there's other shows on YouTube, but for some reason Murder Drones just hits me in my weird, edgy, middle school, gothic styled heart. Plus it's robots. And I love robots. Anyway, question 2. Any show you think is underrated? The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. I feel that is such an underrated show. And it's so not fair that Netflix canceled it. Like, I understand the Dark Crystal has a very small cult following, and like the Jim Henson people are very divided on what they like and what they don't like, but the fact that they were creating a prequel series, which has always been something that I really wish the Dark Crystal was. Because, like, the movie's kind of confusing if you don't read some of the comics, but it's still a good movie overall. But anyway, the series, the fact that it was being made into a series was awesome. The fact that it was puppets was awesome. The series is just so underrated, and I really wish more people would have given it a try. Like, it's still on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, go check it out. But yeah, super good, super underrated. I wish more people had watched it. Question 3. Are you excited about Hazbin Hotel on Amazon? It's fine, I guess. I mean, I don't watch Amazon or Amazon Prime. I'm not an Amazon person. But you know, it's a Russian roulette situation when it comes to what shows end up on what platform. I hope it does well. I know a lot more people use Hulu, Prime, and Disney Plus. I don't ever hear much talk about Amazon, so I hope it doesn't get buried, because I know online numbers and view numbers are very different, so I'm really hoping they can understand the viewership numbers versus internet numbers and just be okay with that. Question 4. I have one question. Will you ever write a fanfic on Love Shark or no? I have written a few, and they probably won't ever be published because I'm not that good of a fanfic writer. I'm more of an editor / like beefing stuff up. Like, if you need a few more scenes or you need a few more angst, call me. But when it comes to full-blown stories in written form, yeah, that's gonna be somebody else's job. I do hope that I can find someone I can commission to make a couple fanfics for me, but we'll see how it goes, you know, as time goes by. Question 5. Which of the 7 sins was your favorite to design for, and which one has your favorite lore? Currently my favorite is Leviathan, just because, like, you know, sea monster. And as for which one has my favorite lore, it would probably be Belphegor. And I know what you're all thinking, Belphegor, ugh. Yeah, I like Belphegor's lore. I think Belphegor is very interesting, and we don't really give him a lot of credit. Like, the dude deserves some credit. He has accomplished a lot. But I do really like Belphegor's lore. I like the whole, like, France and his, like, on again, off again with one of the saints, you know, it's just, it's a riot. Question 6. If you could live in any world from any media you've consumed, games, shows, books, or whatever, which would you choose and why? This is pretty much off the top of my head, because if I really had time to think about it, it would probably be something different, but right now, it would be the Owl House. I would live in the Boiling Isles, no questions asked, full on, like, let's go, let's do things. It has everything that I like about fantasy. Like, it has high medieval fantasy mixed in with, like, witch and demon lore, which is really fun. And then the fact magic exists, but it's not stuck to a wand, like magic comes out of you. And I think it would be a really fun world to live in, honestly. I think about it a lot sometimes. Question 7. Love Shark or Honey Dust? You can make only one canon. Which one do you choose? Probably Honey Dust, mostly so I don't have to deal with all the Angel X Husk stuff, you know, like, I get that it's a ship that a lot of people like, but for me personally, I don't see it. And then the fact that, like, I don't know if it's changed or not, but in one of the live streams, Viv has said that Angel is going to get a boyfriend. However, it's a character we have never seen before, so a part of me thinks that it's not going to be Husk. But with living through the Hunt Willow apocalypse, I have a feeling that it's going to be canon regardless, because obviously once the crew starts shipping it, it's bound to become canon. Like, it's just what happens. Question 8. Do you have any original stories brewing, or do you prefer to branch off of things you like? I do have original stories. They're just kind of like all over the place and not 100% figured out. And the reason behind that is because I'm very used to a group mentality. I'm very used to, you know, building off of what other people give me, or collaborating or sharing ideas, you know, like, that's how I work. I work with collaboration, which is why it's so much easier for me to branch off of things that I like. Like, it's just easier for me to work off of something that already exists, because then I can rework some stuff and then add things that I think would work a little bit better, versus doing everything by myself where I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't have anyone to help me figure out what I'm doing, you know? Question 9. What are your opinions on Hoodie, and if you could, would you rewrite Chaz back into the story alive, and what would you do? Like, would he be friends with IMP or becoming a villain? First part, I actually really enjoy Hoodie currently. In the beginning, I didn't. Obviously, he's the annoying character, so, like, I did think he was annoying in the beginning, but as the seasons went on, I did actually genuinely start to enjoy him. Plus, I really like him and Lilith's relationship, and I think it's very cute that, like, they're best friends. For the second part, I don't really know. I think if Chaz had stayed alive, I don't think he would be friends with IMP, and I don't think he would become a villain, though I think it would have been cool if he did become one. I don't know, I don't really think about it that hard, because in my own AU, Chaz is alive and in hiding with BB, so it's just easier to separate them. Question 11, I think. I've found your content through Instagram, and I wonder how you are so experienced in fashion design. Your redesigns have inspired me to give my OCs outfit changes. A little bit has to do with, like, my own curiosity when it comes to fashion. I didn't get into until I was, like, roughly in the 7th grade and learned about goth fashion, and then just went from there because I was a goth, then I was a scene, then I was a grunge, then I was a hipster, then I was a Lolita, you know, like, because I was really trying to find my fashion identity, and when doing so, I was just researching fashion after fashion after fashion, trying to figure out what fit me best, and in the process, I just learned about fashion design. And then in high school, I did take a couple classes that influenced my love for fashion, aka theater, because of costume design, but it wasn't until college that I really dug deeper into my fashion design love, where I took more classes, got involved more, did way more costume design outside of school as well, because I was a part of a theater program that allowed me to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much where most of my fashion experience comes from. It's just constant research. Question 12? I don't remember anymore. I have a few questions. 1, what are your favorite redesigns that you've done so far? I think my current favorite might be Lila, mostly because the villain suit is just, like, perfect. 2, what is your favorite TV show and least favorite TV show? I think my favorite TV show is, Supernatural, and my least favorite TV show, I don't know, I guess maybe Velma. I mean, I don't really watch it, but, like, I did watch it and I didn't really care for it. 3, which mythology do you like the most? Biblical and demonic. It's the one I like best. Obviously, I branch out into all different kinds of mythology and lore here and there, but that's the one I like best. 4, what inspired you to draw in the first place? This is gonna sound really silly, but Naruto. Like, I had a couple friends bring the mangas to school, and it just inspired me to draw characters on my own, and it just built from there. 5, are you still going to rewrite Hell of a Boss, or not really? I am still going to rewrite Hell of a Boss. I put a lot of effort into the script, and I am going to get it done. It's just gonna take a really long time. It's so much, you guys. Question... I don't know. This has probably been asked before, but why do you use Adobe Animate to make your finalized drawings? Not a hate comment, by the way, just genuinely curious. I have always used Adobe Animate. It's all I've ever used. Like, it was free in high school, and I used it for pretty much everything because I didn't really know how to use any of the other programs. I tried really hard to understand the programs, but it just didn't click like Adobe did. Next question. Since it's October and the FNaF movie will release this month, will you see it? And on the topic, would you redesign the animatronics? Because that might be cool to hear your opinions on the characters, especially Security Breach. I am going to go see the movie. I know we got our tickets on pre-order, so we're probably going to go to the first showing, I think. I have to ask again, I don't remember. As for the redesign thing, maybe. I have been thinking about it, because honestly, I think the animatronics are fine. They're supposed to be horrific and kind of wonky, like, that's the whole point. It's supposed to be, like, Uncanny Valley vibes. There is one character I would very much like to redesign. I know I'm gonna say her name wrong, so I'm just gonna call her the ballerina animatronic, and yeah, I really want to redesign that one, because, good lord, what happened? Why does she look this way? Next question. Would you plan to make comics of your AUs and interpretations of the stories you've redesigned? Yeah, if I have the time. I know I really need to draw them a little bit more, but it's just, I have to make myself do it. Comics are like a 50-50 with me. I have to be really inspired to make a comic, but we'll see. We'll see as time goes by. Next question. I did ask this before in your other community post. I know you dislike Monster High. I don't dislike Monster High. It's just Generation 3 that drives me up the wall. But what's your opinion on Ever After High and God School? Would you ever think about redesigning / reimagining the characters? I actually love Ever After High. I think it was really smart and really creative and really fun. You know, it had that Monster High vibe, like story-wise, but but some of the character designs could have been better. I love Maddie as a whole, but I feel like her design could have been way more fun. Ravens was fine. I didn't mind it too much. Apples I actually very much loved. But you know, like a few other characters, I'm like, this could have been a little bit better. But yeah, for Ever After High, I might try and do a redesign / reimagine. Because there's some stuff about Ever After High that I'm like, that don't make any sense. Why are you doing that? And as for God School, maybe. I know it's made by one person, and I really admire that because that has to be a lot of work, especially when like character design might not be your strongest suit. Like some of the designs are kind of samey, but that's pretty normal in most animation. But it's just like some things could be a tiny bit better. But would I redesign God School? I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens in the future. Next question. I've been watching your videos for a while now, and I don't know if anyone's asked this, but what is your favorite art style and why is it your favorite? I don't know the name of the art style that I like, but the style that they use in My Life as a Teenage Robot is probably my absolute favorite style. I love the sharp lines. I love the creativity of every character. Like, they're all in a weird S shape, which is really cute, except for Jenny. She's like straight. But you know, I really like the shape language. I think it's like sharp rubber hose style is what it's called. I'm gonna have to look it up, but that's the style I really do like best. Next question. What's your favorite fashion that you like to take inspiration from for character designs? Mostly 70s aesthetic. I love the coloring. I love the aesthetic. I think 70s fashion is probably like the most stylish fashion era that we've ever had, and it's the one that I usually lean towards the most. Do you have work next to YouTube? I do. I have like random side hustles. Most of it has to do with dog training and house sitting, and the other part is theater stuff. So I basically work at like 4 different theaters. What's the most toxic ship in Hell of a Boss for you? You're all really gonna hate me for this one, but I think it's Stolas and Blitzo. I get the appeal that like, oh, they're just a misinformed romance, but like the underlining of like how everything started and the way that they communicate to each other is really toxic. I understand that a lot of people are like, oh, if they just talk to each other and learn that they do like each other, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine, but it's like the things that they do, the subtle things that they do are gonna end up being very toxic later on in the future. Like, I get Stolas hasn't been in the game ever, but he is the one that did set up the deal, so it's just like, if you think about it really hard, it is semi-toxic, but I do understand the appeal, so I'm not bashing anybody who likes the ship. So you guys do you, but for me, Stolas and Blitzo are probably the toxic ship for me. Do you have a favorite YouTuber? Kind of. I have 2. Because I really like Charlotte Dobrik, and she's like a reaction channel. You know, she does like random stuff, but I think my favorites are the Bridezilla stuff, and I know that's super stupid, but I love it. And Internet City, like obviously all 3 of these are reaction channels, but I pretty much watch Internet City on the daily as well as Charlotte, so it's just like they're my top 2, I guess. PewDiePie, he's busy with his kids, so he doesn't upload as much, so he's like in the background. If I think about it hard enough, Internet City is my favorite, and it mostly has to do with the fact that like we're both from Texas, so it's just like the camaraderie. But I love their jokes. I think they're really funny. Last question. Attempt 4. Sorry I didn't see attempt 1, 2, and 3. Why do you color the characters, then outline them in your finished works? You're the only artist I know who does this in their videos. So the program that I use is Adobe, and if you notice, I'm using vector lines. So they click together and make like a solid line, so to speak, so there's no breaks, no like empty spaces, so I can color them without having to worry about the line art. Plus, I hate doing line art. If I can do line art last, I will. So that's pretty much why I do it. Obviously, I can do the line art before I color them. It's just really boring for me and I don't want to do it. So that's pretty much why I do it the way that I do. Alrighty, that was all the questions that I can answer at this moment. Obviously, we'll have more Q&As in the future and hopefully I can answer as many as possible in the next one. But yeah, so again, next video will be Goldie and Virgil. Really excited to actually talk about them. They're probably my second favorite in my OC catalog. So that'll be fun. Plus, it'll be so much fun to finally understand why Virgil and Angel are together in this AU. So, yeah. But anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!